Good evening, Tallahassee. This is student meteorologist Josh Millay here with your Monday night weather forecast. So I hope your weekend was as good as this sunset because it is absolutely wonderful outside, and my weekend was pretty good itself. Currently, we are at 64 degrees, sunny, and we do have a slight wind, but hey, this wind at this temperature, very good. Right now, we are seeing clear skies, some ground scatter that's present, but again, just nothing to worry about overall. It's just interference that's being caught up by the radar. So just go outside and enjoy these wonderful conditions. Right now, we do have some clouds working its way in, but it's going to be isolated and very spotty. So if you want to go stargazing tonight, I say you should go do that. And then, as we will see tonight, we're going to be getting down to 36. So not freezing, but nearly freezing. So I would still bundle up because I'm from Florida, and I just get cold very easily. And cold in me does not do well. Right now, we're going to see ample sunshine this week. We'll see some chilly mornings, but we will have pleasant afternoons. And we will be getting ready to forecast for midterms. All that more on FSU weather. All right, so as you're looking over at the temperature almanac, we are seeing that today we got to 66 and low of 33. So we're just around our high average, but our lower averages, we were just, but for our averages, we're actually lower than normal for the lows. So as you see currently, we're at 60, we're hanging around the upper 50s, low 60s. We're mainly hanging around our hot spot being Crawfordville and our low spot being Apalachicola at 56. For our conditions right now in terms of dew points, we're mainly staying around the upper 20s, low 30s for our dew points overall. So it's feeling drier than usual, but hey, I'm not complaining because I'll be honest, this here is just feeling great. If it was humid as we see in the summer, it just would not feel fun, and I just would have a very, very bad hair day, and you do not want to see it. But right now we are seeing across the radar, nothing to worry about. It's just looking absolutely clear. So regardless of where you are, I say just go outside and really enjoy this wonderful weather. It's starting to feel like spring's coming in early, even though later tonight it's going to feel like winter. But I go out now and just enjoy the sunset, especially take a walk at Doak Campbell Stadium. It is absolutely gorgeous. Now, as you'll see in the next 24 hours, we're going to have some clouds coming in, but it's only going to be very spotty. You're not going to really see much clouds throughout the rest of the day tomorrow. And it's going to be just an absolute gorgeous day to study outside, go to the beach if you're planning on it. And if you're going to have coffee with your cat tomorrow, I say make sure to bundle up with a blanket, a Snuggie, a jacket, whatever you have. Just bundle up because it's going to be cold. It's going to be 36 tomorrow morning. And I don't do well in the cold, as I said. And we know that most people on FSU weather does not do well in the cold, with the exception of a few. But either way, I say just make sure to have that jacket. If you're going outside, depending on when you leave for school tomorrow, if you're going at the morning, you're going to want to bring that heavy jacket. If you're going later in the day, like if you're going around, I say after 10 a.m., you can get away with just a light zip up. I would say tomorrow's going to get to 68 degrees, so it will be a pleasant afternoon to go outside, play some intramural sports, or just hang around at the tennis courts or basketball courts. Now, as we go through the rest of the week, we'll be seeing that temperatures will be warming up to the lower 70s. We'll actually get to the upper 70s on Friday, but we will also see some rain, which could be associated with a cold front, as we'll be monitoring that coming in later this week. But as we go through Saturday and Sunday, it's just going to cool down just a bit, but it'll still be absolutely gorgeous. Now, as we are going to zoom out to the rest of Florida, we are just going to see that we have absolutely gorgeous conditions. I'm actually going to take a step back so you all can admire these conditions. It's just looking gorgeous. And if you're in any of these places, go outside, enjoy the sunset, take some pictures, especially Destin. Destin's just looking good. We're in the temperatures going from 64 in Miami, and that's our warm spot, to our cold spot being 54 in Jacksonville. But the sunset's looking absolutely beautiful. Currently, as you see across the rest of the state, we have our cool spot being Jacksonville at 54, warm spot being at 67 in Key West. Partly cloudy skies in South Florida, but it is looking absolutely beautiful. Now, as you are going to play Spot the Cold Front, it's going to be in this region over here where we have a bright contrast in dew points, moist conditions in South Florida. If you go into North Florida, it's going to be very dry, and it's going to be just very dry overall. But nonetheless, it's going to be absolutely nice outside to go out regardless of where you are, because now we're starting to feel that spring temperatures, and we're starting to kind of get out of our hibernation in a way. So we did have some rain working its way in this past weekend, but most of it's working its way off the coast. We had some scattered showers off the coast of Brevard County. It's mainly light to moderate showers, but thankfully they're working its way off the coast, going eastward and further away from Florida, so we won't have to worry about that rain anytime in the next 72 hours. Now, Miami is looking absolutely gorgeous here at Lone Depot Stadium. If you're going out to see a baseball game as you get ready for that season, I can't wait to see that, and it'll be absolutely gorgeous. Now, as you see for the next few days, we'll mainly be in the low to mid 70s. We'll cool down just a tad bit in the evenings, but absolutely a great time to go to the beach before it starts to get busy again, especially with spring break coming around. And then if you're going to Tampa, it's again just looking absolutely wonderful. It's worthy of taking a photo, as sunsets are just absolutely beautiful. Just take a photo of every sunset that you see, because it just allows you to appreciate life even more. Now, as you're seeing across the rest of the week, it's going to warm up just a tad bit, but it's not going to be super drastic. Nonetheless, it will feel a lot more comfortable. Now, Panama City Beach is starting to the sun's starting to go down, but it's still looking beautiful. If you're at FSU PC, I say go outside, maybe go to the beach if you're able to, or if not, just take a walk and just relieve that stress, because I know I'm feeling the stress. You're probably feeling the stress of midterms. It's just, sometimes we all just need to stop and take a breath. I say go outside and do that, because it's just looking gorgeous. We're going to warm up again, but we will see some showers working its way in on Thursday, as we will see some light to moderate rainfall on Thursday afternoon, and we'll still see some warming up, especially in our lows as well. Now tonight we're going to mainly be hanging around the low 40s. Tallahassee at 38 being our cold spot. Warm spot will be 61 at Key West. So depending on where you are, you'll definitely want to bundle up for sure. Key West could get away without bundling up, but even then, it's probably going to be cold for them regardless. So just make sure to just enjoy the nights, because if you're a snowbird, you'll probably love it. But if you're not, thankfully it's going to be gone very shortly. As you see tomorrow, we're going to be hanging around the mid to upper 60s and lower 70s if you are south of I-4. Now, 67 will be in Key West, that's the exception, but it's surrounded by water, hence the sea breezes. But everywhere else, it's going to be, everywhere in the state of Florida is going to be going from the low to mid 60s, with our cool spot being at Pensacola, to our warm spot being in Miami at 72. Regardless, it'll be a good time to go outside to the beach. Maybe not swim in the waters just yet, but it'll be good to go outside and just walk on the sand and just enjoy the sunlight, as we will start to feel these nice conditions before it gets really hot and really humid, and not as comfortable as we are used to. But now we're going to just zoom out, and we're going to actually check in on the southeast. So we're actually going to see that almost everywhere we're seeing sundown is coming up. Nashville and New Orleans are an hour behind us, so the sun's going to be up for a little bit longer, but Charlotte and Tampa, the sun's going to be down just in a little bit. Right now across the region, we're seeing temperatures going from the mid 50s to the low 60s, with our warm spot being the 60s. So as we are playing Spot the cold front, we do have that cold front that's working its way, that's here this past weekend, and was working its way in and gave us all that rain. Especially in Miami, they got a heck of a ton of rain. But this is a remnants of the cold front. It's just pushing off the coast, nothing to really worry about. And we do have to say hi to the high over here. So that's going to be keeping these nice conditions coming in through the rest of the 72-hour period after this. But as we will see later on, we will have some rain coming in, but we'll keep an eye on that as we do approach it, as we shouldn't have to worry about it being too heavy. Now currently, Charlotte is just at sundown. Everywhere else the sun is still up just barely, but right now we are going from 56 in Nashville, 56 in Charlotte, cool spot being 55 in Charleston, to our warm spot being 65 in Miami. So also we are seeing against except Miami, everywhere else is bone dry. So as you saw with spot the cold front, this zone right here is going to be where there's going to be the most moisture, as well as we do have a bit of moisture coming in from the Gulf as well as a result of likely the low level jet over here. So, but even then it's not contributing as much moisture as we did with the cold front down in Miami. So as you're seeing, it's relatively calm winds. The only exceptions will be Miami, which is slowed down to 8 miles per hour. And then our main focus from the south is Dallas-Fort Worth. If you're flying out of there, also San Antonio as well at 10. It's going to be a bit windy, so make sure to hold on to your hats. But everywhere else is just feeling, you do have a slight wind. In Mobile at 8 miles per hour is going to be, a little bit windier, but nothing too severe. Just hold on to your hats and make sure you hold on to your papers as well if you are walking home from school or work. And also, as you see, we're going to see it's going to cool down a bit and then warm up as we go throughout Tuesday morning. And that same pattern is going to continue. And we will have some light showers that will start to work its way in Wednesday. But Thursday, we will have a low pressure system, especially to the north of us in Kentucky and Indiana, that's going to be hanging around us. And that could bring some, and that cold front will be moving eastward towards us. And we could see some rain as a result of it. So make sure that if you, on Thursday, just take your time and be ready, as always, be weather aware, because you never know what could happen. But tonight, as you see, we'll get down, for the most part, we'll stay above freezing. Only exception will be Montgomery at 31. If you are in Montgomery, make sure to have your pipes running and just be wary of potential ice on the roads. I don't think there is going to be ice because of the lower moisture that we've been seeing across the region. But everywhere else, you won't have to worry too much about it. Although Charlotte is getting close to freezing, the same thing with Nashville. So just be on the lookout. And if you're in Miami, it's going to be a lot less. You're not anywhere near freezing, so you won't have to worry about that. But still, you're probably going to be a bit cold because Miami does not get this low very, very quickly, or this low usually. So honestly, everyone, regardless of where you are, make sure to bundle up, whether it be a blanket, a Snuggie, or just a full-on winter jacket, because that's what I did last night, and it made me feel so good. Now, we're going to see across tomorrow, we're going to have that pattern of being in the upper 50s, 58 in Charlotte, to actually the mid-70s. And the warm spot's not Miami, it's actually Shreveport this time. So we're actually going to be seeing some sunny conditions across the region, and it's just going to feel absolutely gorgeous. Just enjoy the weather, go outside if you're here, and you won't have to worry about that rain until Wednesday night going into Thursday. So, but until then, just enjoy the weather, because honestly, it's just a beautiful time to go out. Now, finally, we're going to bring it back home to what's going on around Tallahassee. I thought I will do just to enjoy these beautiful shots. I'm going to let you guys just take these in, because honestly, they're just looking absolutely gorgeous, especially Bradfordville. I gotta figure out where that's taken because it looks beautiful, especially where the sun is. I think it's at Lake Jackson, if I remember correctly. But regardless, I say just go out and explore Tallahassee, or just head outside and just go see the sunset. Now, right now we're going to be across the region, upper 50s, low to mid 60s. Nonetheless, just make sure to go out. Currently, we are seeing nothing across the radar, nothing of concern, not really even clouds. You may see some ground scatter. That's just interference that the radar is picking up. Nothing to worry about whatsoever. Now, you'll see some isolated clouds coming in from the west, as you see Tuesday morning, and then a couple clouds coming in into the northern part of our region Tuesday afternoon over here. But again, it'll be very nice outside. Just make sure to, if you're going out, to just have the sunscreen, have the shades, and just wear that, and just make sure to wear your hats. It'll be a very nice day to go outside. But also tomorrow, today is going to be in the low to mid 60s at this point. Our cool spot will be Apalachicola at 56. We do have, it's going to be nice outside. So again, as I've been saying, go outside, enjoy the sunsets. It's really nice temperatures outside now, and you want to enjoy it before it gets to March and April, when it gets hot and the humidity starts to make its way back in. And I know we all don't like that humidity. I don't like it either, especially going to class. It's not fun. But I will say, as you see, it's dry. It's dry as a bone over here. A little bit, there's a lot more moisture in the area, in the air at the coast. But otherwise than that, it's still going to feel, the dew points are nowhere near our actual temperature, so you won't have to worry so much about that. And then tonight, it will be getting to near freezing in some places, but if you're at the coast, it'll be still in the upper 30s, low 40s. If you're inside, you'll be at mid-30s. So just make sure that, regardless, bundle up. Maybe cover your plants if it gets really cold, but I would say just be careful. And as always, bundle up if you're going outside, regardless of how long you're going to be out there, because you can get frostbite relatively quickly, and even hypothermia. Just make sure to wear your gloves, wear your jacket, and if you're going stargazing, as always, have binoculars and have a beanie. And then tomorrow, for the day, we're going to start off at 37 degrees at 6, but we're going to warm up to 62 by 6 p.m. tomorrow. So it'll be very nice to go outside. I say if you're going to take your dog on a walk, go around noon. I know some people may not like that, but you don't want to take your pup on a walk at 37 degrees. They're not going to be comfortable. Their paws are not going to be comfortable, and you're not going to be comfortable. So I say, just for everyone's comfort, go at noon. But otherwise than that, it's going to be a very nice day. And not only a very nice day, a very nice week. So if you're planning to stay for midterms, it's always good to just take some time to get outside. And it'll be very good conditions for doing that, as we'll get into the low to mid 70s for Wednesday and Thursday. And even in the evenings, it'll get down to the 30s. If you bundle up, you can also just have a nice and brisk morning or evening walk. We will have some rain working its way in Friday afternoon, but by Saturday and Sunday, as we start to get into the deeps of midterm season, it's just going to be it's going to be nicer, and then you can just take some time to go outside, study outside, just go for a walk, clear your mind, and just sniff the roses, because we all need to sniff them eventually, and just ground ourselves. But regardless of what you're planning to do, I just hope you all have a great week, and this is Josh Malay signing off.